I'm currently standing in the Church of St. Martin of Tours in Framista, which was restored in around 1900. It's an 11th century Romanesque church, and it is interesting because when they restored it, they had some sensibilities that the original makers didn't have. So they actually, when they restored it, they removed a lot of sexual imagery from the different animals that were on the capitals and things like that. So this Framista is a little town. It's about 65 kilometers away from Burgos, which is a third of the way on the Camino. Getting here means that I'm over a third of the way done. And you guys are close to 2/3 of the way done in the class. So congratulations on that. Exciting, huh? So I just wanted to give you guys a few pointers on citing sources based on what I've seen in your first two speeches. So one of the things that I've been noticing is that many of you are either doing too much, or you're doing not enough, or you're citing your sources at the very end of your speech. So what I want to do then is I'd like to kind of tell you what I'm looking for so that for your third speech, which is your speech that's worth the most amount of points, can be better. So first of all, for a proper citation, I'm looking for three things. So first of all, I'm looking for the name of the author. I'm looking for the type of source it is. So is it a web article? Is it an article in a magazine? Is it a book? Things like that. And then I'm looking for the name of the source itself. So what is the name of the book? What is the name of the article, etc. I'm not really looking for CNN.com or Forbes.com or anything like that. So those are the three things that I'm looking for. And to have a completely perfect citation, you need all three of those. Now, I do realize that there are a lot of sources that don't have all three of those things. And so as long as you have at least two out of those three things, I count it as you have cited that source. Okay, and this is really important because on speech 3, I'm following what your syllabus says, which says that you get -5 points for every source you don't cite correctly. The other thing that I noticed that many of you are doing is that you're citing all of your sources at the end of your speech. This is not the best way to cite a source, because what you really need to do is you need to be able to know where that information is coming from as you're giving your speech. So you're going to say it in the middle, okay? And so let me give you an example using all three things so you can kind of see what I'm looking for, okay? So according to John Smith's web article, Bedbug Migration on the Camino, most migration is human-induced. Okay, and then you would go on and you would explain what that means and things like that. But that's really what I'm looking for when I'm looking for a citation. So beyond that, keep plodding along. We're almost done. And as many a pilgrim would say, Ultrea.